Hi, I would just like to share another blessing with you. And it's just maybe a few days ago. Well, it's just sometimes I think, like we all are, we can be sort of kind of tormented by mistakes, bad memories, maybe mistakes we've made in the past. Now, and sometimes I think maybe things that I did in the past. And it was just so, in a sense, when I look back now, it was just so obvious that they were mistakes. And I would think, well, how could you make a silly mistake like that? And of course, I still do, obviously, I still do silly things and see my own weaknesses and vulnerabilities. And then this scripture just came to mind in Deuteronomy 33, verse 27. And it says, "The eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms, and he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them." So the enemy there, well, for us, it's going to, a lot of the work of the enemy will be, well, I mean, the enemy's like Satan and his demons then, but his weapons are like the evil thoughts, the bad memories that I was talking about. And I was thinking, well, and I just reminded because sometimes we think, well, we're going so low. Yeah, God can maybe help you to a certain extent. But then if you go really low and do really silly things, well, you can't expect God just to deal with that. Now, sometimes when we do things wrong, yes, we will have to face sometimes consequences, earthly consequences to mistakes and bad things we do, like I do, and that's sort of part of it, the consequences. But at the end of the day, God will still lift you up, because see, you can't go so low that God's arms can't reach you, because it says underneath. See, the everlasting arms, it doesn't say, well, they're above us. They're not too far above us. So, no, you can sort of like reach up, grab God's everlasting arms, because they're not too far above you. It doesn't say that. It says underneath. So no matter how low you are, God's everlasting arms are underneath just to lift you up, because he is your refuge. And then in Ephesians, of course, they were told, just Paul was praying, wasn't he? The eyes should be open so they would see the depth and the breadth of God's love. So God's love's everywhere. You can't go so low that God's love can't reach you, or his everlasting arms can't just pick you up. Okay, thanks for watching, and God bless you.